Hey everybody, welcome back. Joe Gambino here. Today we're going to be talking about ankle eversion isometrics. They serve two main purposes. One, allow us to create strength and resilience in a specific position, as well as create an analgesic effect or the ability to help us decrease pain. Now, when we're setting up eversion is the ability to rotate the foot out. We want to make sure that everything from above does not move. So whether I'm doing it with my hand or doing it actively, if my knee starts to go inwards, it's going to make it seem like I'm getting eversion here, but that's a compensation that we want to try to avoid. So I'm going to come into as much eversion as possible. The isometric will be the opposite. I'm going to push out into my hand like I'm trying to invert. But when I do that, I want to make sure that the pressure into my hand matches what's coming from my foot so that there's no movement happening. That's what makes it isometric, right? So isometric is a muscle contraction at the joint where the muscles don't change length, right? They stay static, so we don't want any movement here. So bring yourselves into eversion, and then we're going to create that nice inversion moment, right? And what we want to make sure is that there is no pain with this, right? So if you feel pain with eversion, I want you to stop just short of that range of motion, and that's where we're going to create our isometrics, or in a range of motion where you feel a large, a medium-sized stretch, so maybe like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Okay, we don't want to be overdoing it and getting into deep stretches. We want to start to work somewhere relatively comfortable for ourselves so we can actually build that strength in that position. And what you're going to notice is that over time that range of motion, or that should feel better, or that stretch should feel like is decreasing. So then you'd be able to work into deeper and deeper ranges, and over time start to build up some really good control there. So last point I want to talk about here is how much force we should be using. We do it in terms of MVCs, or max voluntary contractions. Pretty much, if I go into the position and I push into my hand as hard as humanly possible for myself, that would be 100% MVC, and then I can break that down into any specific percentage of that. So I can do 50%, I can do 10%, but we want to continue to make sure that even in the position when I create my isometric, it's at a percentage that doesn't irritate the system. And then over time, over the course of weeks of doing these things, we should start to see the range of motion improving, and we should see its tolerance to be in the positions as well to improve. So just as a recap, the movement is trying to rotate the foot out. My hand position is going to go kind of on the top of the foot and the side of the foot, and then my pushing, right, I'm going to be pushing my foot that way like I'm trying to go into inversion, and my hand is just blocking the motion there so it stays in isometric contraction. Give that a try. 5 reps, 30-second hold, sticking to start at a 30% MVC. You can obviously change it from there as you have some success. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. See you guys next time.